What if I told you that GTA 5, yeah, that same game from 2013, is still one of the best-selling games in 2025? Yep, you heard that right. This year's top sellers list is actually kinda wild. We've got brand new hits, unexpected comebacks, and one remaster that's somehow outselling some full-blown AAA blockbusters. So let's start with the one that actually shocked me. Yep, GTA 5 is still here in 2025 at number 10. This game refuses to die, and honestly, at this point, I'm not even mad. Rockstar somehow managed to move another 5 million copies just this year. That's wild when you remember this thing came out back in 2013. So what's the secret? Honestly, a mix of things. GTA Online is still getting updates. There's always some new event, some shiny car, or a roleplay server going viral on Twitch. Plus, every time a new console or PC upgrade drops, Rockstar slaps a fresh coat of paint on it and sells it again, and people keep buying it. As for the community, it's a mix. Some people are still obsessed with GTA RP, modding, or grinding online. Others are just grabbing it because they've never played it, or they're coming back for nostalgia. But the real story here is staying power. 10 plus years in, and GTA 5 is still outselling half the industry. That's not just success, that's dominance. This game didn't come in swinging with huge hype like some of the others on this list, but it quietly climbed the charts thanks to its dedicated fan base. We're talking consistently in the monthly top 10 since it launched. That's not luck, that's loyalty. Now, in terms of the game itself, 2K25 didn't change the formula too much. It's more of a polish what works approach than a revolution, but they did clean up animations, made the character models more lifelike, and added some nice touches in universe mode that hardcore fans really appreciated. Community feedback, mostly positive. Hardcore wrestling fans are saying it's the best WWE game since 2K19. There's still some jank. This is a wrestling game after all, but nothing game-breaking. So yeah, it's not the flashiest game of the year, but it showed up, stayed consistent, and earned its spot. Sliding into number 8 is NBA 2K25. And let's be honest, it wouldn't be a yearly sales chart without a 2K game in it. Now, this year's edition didn't exactly shake up the formula. It's still your go-to basketball sim with that classic mix of flashy dunks, rage-inducing shot meters, and yes, microtransactions. Lots of them. But here's the thing, people still show up. Whether it's my career, my team, or just squatting up in the city, the player base is loyal. And even though the game caught some flack for VC prices, again, most fans agreed the gameplay felt tighter this year. Dribbling smoother, defense got a small boost, and the presentation, clean as hell. Reception-wise, it's kind of a love-hate relationship. Hardcore fans praised the gameplay tweaks, but dragged the monetization model on Reddit and Twitter. Still, millions bought it anyway. Because when you want virtual hoops, 2K's the only game in town. So yeah, it's familiar, it's flawed, but it's still a top 10 seller. Classic 2K. Now this was a straight-up underdog story. Helldivers 2 dropped in February 2024, but it's still tearing it up in 2025. And with over 15 million copies sold, it's one of Sony's biggest multiplayer hits ever. If you've somehow missed this game, let me paint the picture. Chaotic third-person co-op shooter, satirical military vibes, and friendly fire that's not just on, it's encouraged. You and your squad are basically space marines trying to liberate planets from bugs, bots, and all-out chaos. What made it stand out? Honestly, it's just fun. Dumb, brutal, tactical fun. And unlike most live service games, this one didn't try to nickel and dime you every 5 seconds. No pay-to-win garbage, just gameplay that delivers. The community? Rabid in the best way. Memes, fan art, lore deep dives. People live in this game. Arrowhead nailed the tone, and the dev team kept dropping surprise content that made players feel heard. Even now, well over a year later, Helldivers 2 is still landing in the monthly top 10. That's not luck. That's a cult hit turned mainstream. You knew this was gonna show up somewhere. Black Ops 6 might have dropped in late 2024, but it's still hanging tough in 2025's best sellers list. And that says a lot. So what's the verdict on this one? It's Treyarch doing what they do best. Fast-paced multiplayer, a campaign full of double crosses and explosions. And of course, Zombies mode is back in full force. Now, reception-wise, mixed as usual. Some fans say it's the best Black Ops since Black Ops 2. Others say it's another Call of Duty. But the one thing everyone agreed on, it launched in a way better state than MW3. Less bloat, better maps, tighter mechanics. And thanks to that Game Pass deal, it actually found a second life on Xbox, which helped push sales even further across PS5 and PC. Plus, COD's just one of those games where even the haters end up buying it, either for FOMO or because all their their friends are playing it. Bottom line, say what you want about franchise fatigue, Black Ops 6 still delivered, and it's still sold like crazy. At number 5, MLB The Show 25 quietly knocked it out of the park. Again, this is one of those games that doesn't make a ton of noise online, but when you look at the charts, it's just there every single year. And 2025's edition, no exception. It cracked the top 5 in both US and global sales so far this year. Gameplay-wise, it's the best the series has felt in years. Batting feels snappier, fielding smoother, and Road to the Show got some love with more cinematic touches and better progression pacing. And if you're into Diamond Dynasty, yeah, there's still a grind, but it's one fans seem to enjoy. Community reaction, pretty positive overall. Hardcore baseball fans praised the tweaks, and even casual players said it felt more rewarding than previous years. Sure, there's still some pushback on microtransactions in online modes, but let's be real, that's the cost of entry in modern sports games. The real win? It continues to dominate across PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo Switch, something most other sports games can't claim. And yeah, it's still on Game Pass day one, which helps grow the player base and keeps the buzz going. Solid game, solid year. It earns that top 5 spot. Alright, number 4 is Assassin's Creed Shadows, and this one came in hot. Set in feudal Japan with not one, but 2 playable protagonists, Yasuke, the African samurai, and Naoe, a classic shinobi assassin. This game was Ubisoft swinging big, and honestly, it paid off. It sold around 3 million copies in its first week, and it's been holding strong ever since. Gameplay-wise, it's basically Assassin's Creed meets Ghost of Tsushima, but with more loot and a bit more RPG sprinkled in. You've got stealth, duels, open-world exploration, and some of the most stunning environments the series has ever pulled off, like the lighting and weather effects, next level. Now, the reception was a little mixed at first. Some longtime AC fans were worried about the dual protagonist thing, or felt like the RPG elements were still too much. But once people got hands-on, the tone shifted. The combat is tight, traversal feels smooth again, and the historical setting, absolute eye candy. Even with some online discourse about historical accuracy, as always, the majority of players just loved getting to finally experience an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan. And sales reflect that. So yeah, Ubisoft might have taken some heat in recent years, but this one, it reminded everyone they can still deliver. Okay, this one came out of nowhere and blew everyone's minds. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 might not have the brand recognition of Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty, but it still managed to sell 3.3 million copies in just over a month. That's insane for a brand new IP. So what is it? Imagine if Final Fantasy, Elden Ring, and BioShock Infinite had a baby, and then that baby grew up in a twisted, surreal French painting. That's Claire Obscure. It's a turn-based RPG with real-time aiming and dodging, set in this dream-like apocalyptic version of Paris. The combat, super tight, the visuals, straight-up art. But what really hit people was the vibe. It's melancholic, mysterious, emotional, and the story, it's about a girl painting people out of existence, like literally erasing their lives with a brush. You don't just fight monsters, you fight the meaning behind them. It's deep stuff. The community couldn't stop talking about it. Social media lit up with clips of boss fights, wild quotes, fan art. It had that cult hit energy right from the start. And critics were on board too, praising its originality, music, and how it blended genres in a fresh way. For a debut IP, this is a huge win. It's one of those games that reminds you why you fell in love with video games in the first place. Now this is pure nostalgia magic. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered dropped in late April, and in just a few days it moved over 4 million copies. 4 million. For a game originally released in 2006, that's not a remaster win. That's a cultural reset. Bethesda didn't just slap on new textures and call it a day. They rebuilt the lighting, improved character animations, cleaned up the UI, and re-recorded some of the old janky voice lines. It still has that quirky charm. Yes, the weird NPC conversations are still there, but it feels smoother, faster, and surprisingly modern. And let's be real, this game still has some of the most iconic moments in RPG history. The prison escape intro, classic. The Daedric quests, unforgettable. The "stop right there, criminal scum" meme still hits. Community reception, straight up love fest. Fans called it a love letter to the golden age of Bethesda RPGs. Streamers dove in, mods flooded in, and a whole new generation of players finally got to see what the hype was about. It sold fast, it reviewed well, and it sparked this huge wave of renewed interest in the Elder Scrolls just in time for people to start whispering about TES 6 again. And at number 1, we've got an absolute beast. Monster Hunter Wilds sold a mind-blowing 10.1 million copies in just 5 weeks. That's That's not just good, that's legendary. Capcom basically dropped the mic with this one. Wilds took everything fans loved about Monster Hunter: world, the massive creatures, the intricate gear grind, the insane co-op moments, and cranked it up to 11. The environments are dynamic now, with shifting weather and migrating monsters that actually change how you hunt. Mount a beast during a lightning storm? Yeah, that's a thing. And the new rideable creature, like a living hoverbike, makes traversal smooth as hell. Combat tighter, weapons feel more impactful, animations more fluid, and the monsters terrifying in the best way. These things don't just attack, they hunt you back. Every fight feels like a boss battle, and no two hunts play out the same. The community obsessed. From veterans min-maxing loadouts to new players diving in for the first time, it's been non-stop praise. Capcom even dropped early updates and surprise collabs that kept the momentum going. And the best part? It's not just a hit in Japan, it dominated in the West too. Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, it crushed on every platform. This wasn't just a top seller, it was a global gaming event. So yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds takes the crown, Oblivion makes a legendary comeback, and GTA 5 refuses to die. But now I want to hear from you. Which of these games did you pick up this year? Which one surprised you the most? And what's your prediction for the top seller by the end of 2025? Drop a comment, hit that like button if you made it this far, and if you're new here, welcome. Subscribe and join our awesome community.